All righty. Perfect. Checking out a new streaming service, you guys. Okay, beautiful. I think we're on. I think we're working. So that's great. All right. Hello, you guys. My name is Vanessa Simpson. And I wanted to come on and just make a really quick video to bring some perception to you guys. You know, just something to chew on, to think about. And I'd love to know, you know, what comes to your mind, what comes to your heart in regards to this topic. And so when talking about the emotional spiritual heart, so currently I've been obsessed with the science of the heart and how our heart actually has its own, it's like its own brain. Our heart has the ability to have memory. Our heart has the ability to learn. And so on that note, our heart has been also programmed. And so I talk about a lot with my clients around heart walls and what heart walls are. So heart walls only exist within the emotional heart. And so there's a distinction here between the spiritual heart, which is the all-knowing. It's the heart that nothing, no experience, no person, no word can touch. It just simply is. It is the ever all-knowing aspect of ourselves that is, it's never changing. It just simply is. It is pure unconditional love. It is divinity, and nothing can take that away from the spiritual heart. The spiritual heart is never in lack. The spiritual heart is never fearful. The spiritual heart is always at peace. It's this sense of perfection. It's this sense of beauty. It's this sense of wholeness. And then we have our emotional heart. And this is where we experience our human aspects, all of our emotions. So this is where wounding occurs. So we have this perfect heart, right? Our perfect heart, that's, if you want to perceive it as, that's our soul. And then we have our emotional heart. And our emotional heart, this is where the memories of the past that perhaps have been pretty traumatic, where you have learned how to love or how not to love. So this is where all of our learning, all of our programming has came from. And our heart actually can be programmed. It's crazy, you guys. I highly recommend this book here, Heart Intelligence, Connecting with the Intuitive Guidance of the Heart. It's pretty incredible. So when learning about the heart intelligence, right? So we create these heart walls, these stories about how we are, how we give love, how we receive love, just our stories around our ability to connect with people. And this is all based on our past experiences and what we've been told. And so it's very much important for us to tune into, what heart walls do I have? Where am I not receptive to my own love? What heart walls do I have around my heart? And so that's the question that I want to leave you guys with, is because this has been programmed. We've been programmed to be a certain way, and that includes with how we connect with others. And so our emotional heart can become cloudy. And when there is cloudiness within our emotional heart, it makes it hard to tap into that spiritual heart, that oneness, that all-knowing aspect of ourselves, our true self. The emotional heart is our human aspect outside. And so doing emotional work and understanding your emotions, not being scared of them, not repressing them or suppressing them, which we all have a tendency to do when we don't have a a safe space to authentically be ourselves, we tend to suppress, which therefore suppresses who we are. And these were coping mechanisms that we learned when we were children. And perhaps seeing how our mom dealt with her emotions, since the feminine energy is the guardian of emotional intelligence in the heart. So therefore, getting to know our emotions is this is work. This is work. Being able to create emotional balance, resilience in tough situations, and to not let your emotions get a hold of you and make decisions out of those emotional states. Because what's really interesting is the heart has so much connection to the brain. And there's a lot of the pathways that are connecting to the brain that affect our ways to perceive the world and how we behave. So depending upon what's going on in that emotional heart center, and it's communicating that to the brain, we may, if we're in a hurt state, if we're in pain, if we're angry, our ability to perceive and think clearly, it's not going to happen. We are not going to truly be thinking from our spiritual heart, because there's so much cloudiness. There's so much activity going on in the emotional heart. So if you think about, our emotional heart being this ocean emotion. Okay. If you think about that, if the waves are just all over the place, there's a big storm, you're not going to be able to tune into the intuitive guidance that the storm, those little whispers of your spiritual heart, you're not going to hear it. All you're going to hear is the rain, the thunder, the waves crashing. You're not going to hear that calmness, because when we are in coherence, meaning we are connected, there is connection between the heart and mind. This is where we begin to really tap into the intuitive guidance of the heart. And so this is why working with our emotional states and learning how to self-regulate and create that resilience when we are going through challenges, this will make it so much easier for you to smoothly go through challenges and not overthrow your entire system. Because we all know emotions, when we're going through emotional situations, it's pretty tough to get back to normal, that normal baseline. It takes a lot out of you when we're stressed. It takes a lot out of you when you're angry or you're hurt or sad. These lower depleting emotions, we need to learn how to work with them. And so this is why it's important, because when we learn how to self-regulate during those challenging times, and we have those techniques to help us maintain a coherent, a balanced state, this is how we can begin to access the intuitive guidance of the heart. And for you spiritual people out there, this is crucial, because this is how we access our intuition. Our heart is connected to that field of intelligence, the field of intelligence that created you, that created this world. And so the more calm and at peace and centered we are, this is when we can access that intuitive guidance, and we can get insight on what is truly going on in the circumstance that you're in. I always say to my clients that it's never the circumstance. It's never the circumstance. We think it's all superficial, but it's not. It is not superficial. When someone does something to you or they say something to you, and we take it so personally, or like F that guy or whatever, we allow ourselves to get out of balance. It's never the outside circumstance. And this is what I'm all about, self-empowerment. And I'm on this journey myself of learning how to master the internal state despite of what's going on in the outer world. That's mastery. To be able to see something, observe it, and not allow yourself to get all turned up about it. Because why would you do that? It's depleting you. It's not hurting the other person because they cut you off in traffic and you get all angry. You are punishing yourself for allowing yourself to go that far. Now, there's a balance to this, right? Because it really depends on what you are currently going through. If you are having repetitive issues come up and it's similar triggers, it could very well mean that there's some repressed emotion that's trying to be released. And our body does not want to hold on to repressed emotion. It knows that it's not healthy for the body. And so then we have an experience, we get triggered, and this emotion gets to come up, but most people don't have the proper tools or the awareness of what's going on within their body and within their heart to, sift through whatever's coming up for them. And a lot of the times it's not within the state, it's not always a safe place to. Perhaps your partner judges you, or your parents don't understand what's going on, or your friends like, what's wrong with you? And then that fear of judgment keeps us suppressed. And so this is why it's so important for us to have a safe place to explore ourselves, to explore our emotions, and to have these self-regulating techniques and practices so that we can maintain balance and resilience. And so this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Now, if you are seeking to go deeper into this work and you can feel in your body that you have blocks within your heart, I invite you to go ahead and reach out to me. You can put it in the comments if you'd like, that this is you're ready to go and do this deeper work, because let me tell you, it's extremely transformative to have a truly open heart. And when you have an open heart and you are loving freely, you are loving yourself freely, you are accepting of whatever comes your way, but yet able to let it go and not love through attachment and dependency, which is not coming from wholeness, it's coming from lack. It's the ultimate state of illumination that I have personally felt. And it feels uncomfortable at times. And it's a continuous practice. So for those of you that are out there seeing this video and this work intrigues you, then definitely put in the comments, and I'd love to connect you to a free class of mine to come and do some heart breathing and really tap into your heart's intuitive guidance, because we don't make time for this. And our heart is in charge of way more than we realize. And so learning and educating ourselves about the heart, which is why I'm here, then we can learn to understand. And the more that we understand, the more that we have more passion to really tune into ourselves. Hopefully, maybe not everyone's going to care, and that's fine. But I'm speaking to those of you that really do care. And that opening the hearts, our own hearts and the hearts of humanity, is the way for us to truly change and evolve the world. So I love you guys. Namaste, and